Chapter 10, Risk. TL, Asuka. PR, Ash. Roy stayed in a groggy state for 2 days. His fever went down on the third, and he woke up. Moore and Susie heaved a sigh of relief. Melitel knew how worried they were over the last few nights, especially after they saw One-Eyed Jack and Thompson injured and blooded. They thought they'd lose Roy again. Susie sat on the haystack and held his hand, her chubby face filled with love. Thompson told us what happened in the cemetery. You did your best, my son. Don't dwell too much on the matter, and don't even think you can fight that monster. Just rest up. We'd be devastated if we lost you. Guilt welled up within Roy as he looked at his parents, who were concerned about him. They weren't getting any younger, but Roy remembered them taking turns tending to him when he was still feverish. They'd feed him softened food, keeping him healthy. He knew they must have been deprived of sleep for a few days. Roy knew his parents were worried for him, but he had no choice. The Northern War was still a few years away, but there was already a monster lurking in the cemetery, threatening the village's peace. Damn it. This is bad. The disasters and dangers of the world wouldn't wait for him to grow. He had to strike out on his own if he wanted a chance to survive. Roy didn't want to go through the helplessness he felt when he faced the monster again. What did the chief say, Dad? He went to ask the ruler for help 2 days ago. Moore sounded uncertain. They knew the ruler of Lower Posada was no kind person. He wouldn't care about a death or two in a rural village like Kea. It was normal for people to die. The only time he showed any enthusiasm was during the tax season, where he'd send his soldiers to make sure everyone paid their dues. But if any monsters were to show up, they'd be the first to run. The most he would do was send someone to ask about the situation and forget about it. The people that went with him posted a notice on the city's bulletin board. A witcher might take the job in a month or two. They'll come eventually. Don't worry. Roy sighed, still feeling uneasy. He was stiff from lying on the bed for 2 days, and he wanted to walk around the village, maybe even visit Jack in his inn. However, Susie and Moore insisted that he lay back down, and Roy only managed to get out at noon. When he came out, Kea felt different. There was barely anyone in the streets, and those who were going around were in a hurry, worry hanging on their faces. The villagers who mingled and chatted were nowhere to be seen, and the fields outside looked forlorn, for nobody told them.